What's up, YouTube's Intellectual Money? And we're back again with another video. What we're going to talk about today will probably be overlooked in the short term, but for the long term will have huge implications, and that is Shopify now allowing their merchants to sell NFTs on their storefronts. For those of you guys that do not know, NFTs is an acronym for non-fungible tokens. The best way for me to describe this is to obviously use a definition. I'm just going to read off a little definition from Google. A non-fungible token is a unit of data stored on a digital ledger called a blockchain that certifies a digital asset to be unique and therefore not interchangeable. NFTs can be used to represent items such as photos, videos, audio, and other types of digital files. NFTs are not new to 2020 or 2021. They've essentially become more popular due to the success of cryptocurrencies as of late. Crypto assets like Ethereum are also on the blockchain. Ethereum is, in a sense, used as a unit of exchange between the buyer and the seller. The seller will trade ownership over to the buyer of the NFT, and as the buyer will use Ethereum to purchase that NFT. If you like what we got going on, make sure to smash the like button down below. That is much appreciated. And now let's get back into the video. As you guys can see from my other videos, I'm very bullish on the crypto space on the short and long term at the time of this recording. With that in mind, it's not the only factor I look for, but as of more recently, when I am looking into the stock market, I look for companies like, okay, are they doing anything with cryptocurrencies or / have a management that seems more open-minded and also a business model that could bring in cryptocurrencies, as I do believe for the long term, businesses that utilize cryptocurrency will have a greater advantage as much as if cryptocurrency becomes successful. If cryptocurrency becomes successful, then the businesses that are utilizing are already into that space as of even now, 2021, they will most likely reap most of the benefit and most of the reward. So, in a sense, that's kind of like my little cheat code. I use that to see which businesses are staying up to date and are moving with the trends. However, I wouldn't limit myself to that because they were great businesses before cryptocurrencies, and even after cryptocurrencies become more integrated into society, I still think businesses that are completely non-crypto based can still be successful. To name a few companies, we have Tesla, who has recently at this point put Bitcoin onto their balance sheets. We have exchanges that allow people to buy and sell cryptocurrencies like Coinbase. And now we have Shopify, who's allowing their merchants to sell NFTs. As a shareholder of Shopify, I am glad that they made this business move. NFTs, there's no guarantees that NFTs will be successful. But at the moment of right now, I would say that there is a massive potential for NFTs to be very, very successful along with the crypto space. And I'm glad Shopify has noticed this and is, dipping their toes into that space, just in case if it was to pop off in the future. They already have the roots set up. Like if NFTs become very big, it's like, oh, I want to sell my NFT. Like which place out there is, making it a very seamless, easy transaction? Shopify would already be in that position. And what I would take as a positive note is, and you guys may or may not have known, the Chicago Bulls, which is an organization for that has a team in the NBA, has decided to create, their very first NFTs, and they sold them on a Shopify-powered online store. And get this, so Shopify basically seamlessly put together a sports organization, NFTs, and the power of e-commerce all together. And they allowed people to actually buy these NFTs using a debit card. So let's get into the ramifications of that. Traditionally, interested buyers would have to go onto the NFT market, and then from there they have to buy Ethereum first before they can buy, the NFT that they were interested in. In addition, those pesky gas fees that everyone keeps mentioning when it comes to Ethereum is another thing that could be like off-putting to the customer slash maybe even the individual selling the NFT. Even if the customer has to deal with the person buying it has to deal with the gas fees, it's still an inconvenience to the customer, which makes it an overall inconvenience to the buyer. As even though there is demand for their item, if people have to pay an extra premium to get it on top of on top of the price already for the NFT, it could mess up and muck up the space of commerce in general. I'm sure some crypto purists would not like this move, and they'd probably rather just have NFTs be bought on the NFT market, and dealing with decentralized finance like Ethereum and everything like that. Um, but in my opinion, I actually love this by Shopify. To me, it's furthering the adoption of crypto as people are getting an easy access to buy the NFTs that they want while not having to jump through so many hoops and as a beginner as they try to get used to the crypto space. Maybe after some time, these same individuals could learn the crypto space and get into it and figure out how all these gas fees and Ethereum and everything like that works. But they're able to at least get that NFT that they wanted, and before it sells out. Because could you imagine like you see an NFT that you really like, and then out of nowhere, as you're trying to learn how to buy it from some like semi complicated thing, because crypto can be complicated, especially in the very beginning, and that item, the NFT that you wanted sells out. It's like you'd be pretty mad, as a consumer or an investor, because some people also invest into NFTs. Another benefit is Shopify allowing this to happen should allow the NFTs to actually hold their value more, as the market is now opened up for a more ease of use ability for the average person to just get their debit card or their credit card and just buy the NFT. And that is due to Shopify's platform. And if you do not believe me, that's fine. You don't have to. You can look at the Chicago Bulls as an example, as these NFTs that they put on their store flew off the shelves, the figurative shelves, relatively quickly. Within the first 90 seconds, that's literally a minute and a half, all the NFTs that Chicago Bulls placed as available were gone, sold, just like that. Lastly, if you know Shopify and the way they like to operate, they like to give their merchants choice to do and sell how they want to sell. So with this new freedom, as we've talked about, they've now allowed people to sell NFTs, which is great. But get this: in addition to the NFTs, now merchants on Shopify will one day be able to choose which blockchain they would like to sell their NFTs on. And that could be dependent on the type of NFT they use, and or just whatever gives their customers the most comfortability to make that purchase. This amount of customization and choice given to the merchant is one of the reasons, even before the whole NFT situation that they're doing now, is one of the reasons why I support Shopify and I wanted to become an investor. I'm glad to see this company is sticking to the script that they were born to play. Alright guys, that's essentially all for this video. Let me know down below if you guys have any NFTs. I personally do not own any, but we'll probably make videos in the future about them, and just maybe one day I'll dabble into the NFT space. I really truly feel like the NFT space has massive potential, just like crypto. But one thing I'll leave you guys to ponder on is that the crypto space is still small. It's still small compared to the bond market, the stock market, the Forex market, the gold market cap. Like, this is a really relatively small industry that has pretty much bypassed all the, speculation of like true speculation on like what is this, right? Is this gonna fail, or is this gonna succeed? Cryptocurrency has passed that point, right? But it's still relatively small. So in the next, months to years, as we see this run up with cryptocurrencies eventually ends potentially, and we end up in a multi-year bear market like we've done the last 2 or 3 times, I would once again just suggest, at least this is what I'm gonna be doing, is that these companies that get into the crypto space and some semblance of it, if we do see another bull market for crypto, in 2024, 2023, 2025, excuse me, somewhere around there, the potential for outsized gains in the stock market along with the crypto market is big, because the industry has a lot of potential, it has a lot of growth ahead, and it's relatively small. You make big money on getting into things before the world knows it, right? Like getting into Apple when, Steve Jobs was talking about the first iPhone or something like that, right? It's getting into markets small, getting into exponentially growing potential markets and investments when they are tiny and, the whole world doesn't know, right? So, even, just next time you look into the stock market, just try to look around, look at some companies that, do stuff with like crypto or something along those lines. Because I'm sure if those investments into those companies or even to certain cryptocurrencies for the long term will probably provide outsized exponential gains. However, this is not financial advice. It's just how I'm thinking on that whole thing. People like Warren Buffett, people like Charlie Munger, they're not going to quite understand this because, most of their lives they didn't have the internet. So there are some people that are going to look at those individuals and individuals like them and be like, you know what, I'm never get into crypto. You want to know why? Because Warren Buffett says it's stupid. It's like, even if you're watching this video, you might be 20, 18, 25, 30, whatever. The world will be very different if you live to long enough, if you live to being 80, 90. The world could be so different that things will happen that you just cannot comprehend and you might call stupid. But guess what? That could potentially be where the world is headed after you. You never know, right? Just some food for thought. Think on it. Once again, this is not financial advice. Just want to every once in a while, give a little piece of my mindset to see if I could awaken, certain things in other people to see and, have them think, don't think like me, think for yourself, but make sure you're thinking, you know what I mean? That's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.